Night Live with your host, Wolf Brother Mythos and the Freak. And now for the car wreck of a show, the Frog and Fist. We are live, yes, we are live, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how we're live. I'm still trying to figure it out, but somehow we are live. Painstakingly, we are live.
What is up, beautiful people? It's Wolf Brother Mythos.
And I am Freak.
Welcome to this video, guys. Oh my goodness. That was the weirdest shit ever.
I wish I had something stronger in here.
Yes, this is the real one.
Oh my God. We were ready. We pushed the button right on time too. I told Mythos, I don't know how to act. We're actually starting on time. Shouldn't have opened my freaking mouth. Why did I open my mouth? Stupid.
Yep. Oh man, I need to pull these notifications down off Facebook so people don't go to the old stream.
Oh my God. Yeah. The same thing.
Oh man. Happy freaking Friday, my brother.
Happy freaking Friday. And that's the only thing. I am not going to stay salty. I won't. I'm just super annoyed. So what had happened was I got it set up. Everything was set, ready to go. Mythos and I ready to roll. Everything checked. I hit play on OBS or connect on OBS, and I linked it directly to the play setting that I already had on there. Everything was linked, and it kept saying cannot link to YouTube. Cannot link to YouTube. I'm like, what? Did we get banned already? And it said cannot link to YouTube. So I tried everything. I turned stuff off, turned stuff back on. I disconnected from YouTube, reconnected from YouTube, rebooted my freaking computer. Nothing seemed to work. And then finally, I changed the latency. It was set to ultra latency. I switched it to low latency, then switched it back, and then all of a sudden it just started to work. I'm like, you've got to be freaking kidding me. So it was super annoying. I don't know why of all things. Anyway, enough of that. Enough of me. Brian. Hello, Emily.
Now that we've probably dropped, 14 subs and chased away half of our viewers for the night, how are you guys doing tonight?
Hey, we just talked to the wall.
You know why this happened, right? Because we just spent earlier today at lunch talking about all the bad karma we've accumulated. Some of the bad karma we've accumulated in our life. There's probably more coming.
Yep. I'm feeling it. I'm going to get tased tonight. Something's going to happen. I'm going to get tased.
Y'all faked me out with the live stream. We faked us out with the live stream.
We did. We were like, all right, wait a minute.
We were able to set up the stream. You guys may have seen multiple occurrences of like the same stream going on 3 times because it kept letting us set up the stream, but then we couldn't access our own stream.
Yeah.
Cannot connect to YouTube. It's like, but you just let us set us up. It made no sense.
Yeah, it was just super annoying. I did not lock that at all. The thing is, you wouldn't know that would happen until after you actually go live. Because it's set up just fine. It set the whole thing up, scheduled it, and to put the thumbnail up, the whole 9 yards, and it just decided to say, nope, not today, Satan, not today. So yeah.
If your faces didn't cause them to unsub, nothing will. Especially not with faces like these.
You got it. You're right. You're right.
Oh man. All right, guys. Well, you know what? We could stress about this shit all night, but instead we're gonna push forward, guys. Power of positivity.
Hell yeah. You know what? It's Friday. It's a happy freaking Friday. It's a good night. I'm not on call. It's a good night. It's a good freaking night.
We had some lunch together today.
Yeah.
We gonna hang out again tomorrow because Alir's got piano lessons. So it's gonna be a good weekend, guys. Just gotta get over the slight hurdle.
Yep.
But Freakalicious, what you got for a poke chop, man? What kind of hobbying or relaxing do you do tonight?
I'm looking at my feed on my computer that I'm pulling in, and it's just flashing right. Anyway, so what I got done? Well, I got a little bit done. Besides playing Some Days to Die, I got an opportunity to print out some pretty cool stuff. You know, so got a little resin hobbying done. I started to work on something else. Was working on beginning to assemble a Tech Marine. Something I've been saying I kind of wanted, but I haven't built, I haven't put together, so I think I'm going to work on that. Cool.
It seems perfect, too, because, you know, some of you have seen some of our previous games. You know, Freak likes his tanks, his dreadnoughts. You know, he definitely could use a Tech Marine, you know, bumping up them ballistic skills.
Yeah.
I, again, hobby butterfly. I stretched myself all across the hobby this week. Giggity. But first, I want to check in with the chat. We got Heinrich Botha, fists getting fisted. We've got Forge the Wild, Brother Atlas here in the chat with us. We got the lovely and talented Flight of the Phoenix, and her even more beautiful fiance, the Commodore. We've got the Oni in the chat. And of course, we've got Brother Meeks doing a late shift tonight, and he's on the road. And he's listening to us from the road. So, you know, big shout out to our brother making that money.
Make that paper, boy.
So good to see you guys tonight. So again, instead of actually, I did finish something. I can't even say that. So I got some extra hobby time this week. I finished up some White Scars, hanging out with the bros. You know, we often do a Friday night after party hobbying together in the chat. And last week, I think we stayed up till I stayed up till like 5 a.m. With some of the guys. Oh, my bad. I meant boyfriend. I meant boyfriend. Well, there goes a couple of subs. Oh man, I meant boyfriend.
Wow.
You know, it's only awkward if we let it be awkward.
It's suddenly awkward.
It's suddenly awkward. You know, it's a good thing I got these big old chunky earpieces on, because you guys would probably see my ears light up like a Christmas tree right now. I'm a boyfriend. I'm a boyfriend. Woo. Anyways, Brother Meeks needs new pipes for the house. So we were hobbying with the bros. I'm just gonna skip past like this, like I didn't just majorly F up. And when we hung up till like 5 a.m, I got all kinds of stuff done, guys. I finished off the White Scars, those 5 Primaris Ninja Reavers. God. I finished off those Ninja Reavers. Awesome. Finally, I've got some picture art of the week to show you guys. I put down some skin tone on a bunch of orcs. I'm going to go to the big screen. So you guys can see here, I've got 5 of these Ludas done, big chunky boys from Gear Guts. 5 Tank Busters, again, big chunky boys from Gear Guts. I love Gear Guts' sculpts. I mean, they're as thick and beefy, I think, as an orc should be. So definitely be getting more Gear Guts in the future. So lots of DACA coming in for my next Orky game with Freak. Well, not my next one, because I doubt they'll be done by then. But a future Orky game with Freak. To go with my Ludas, I did the skin tone on my Spana boys. You know, it's funny because at a distance, just slapping down the base coat on the skin, you know, I mean, they look like orcs. I feel like, you know, if I weren't my very, if I weren't on the same artistic journey that I am now, in another life, I might be able to just slap these boys down on the table. Hey, they're green. They're green skins. They're orcs. They look orky from this distance. Daka. So anyway, so that's 10 models there, base coded, plus the spanner, 11. Then I think I told you guys about, the little teams event that I'm doing with Commodore, who I totally did not just embarrass on the air in front of, at least 3 people. I'm doing a rocket grot project, a grot rocket project. So here's my guy with his little arm up in the air, ready to yeet something. Here's the flying grot that's going to go in his hand. And Freak this week 3D printed a rocket that's going to sit right up on top of his head and strapped to his back. And so he is going to go flying with this rocket. And that is going to be my missile launcher boy. So the grot rocket project is in full swing, especially now that I actually have the appropriate rocket. And Freak, being the amazing guy he is, printed me up a second set of these. So now I can actually do something with this other missile and a whole bunch of Space Marine heads, some really cool looking ones that I can use for some of my projects with the Space Wolves and the White Scars and whatnot. So really epic stuff. And then finally, but wait, there's more. Again, I didn't really get a lot done except for, that last little bit that needed to be done, the Reavers. I just kind of did a lot of things. This is an eBay rescue project. And I had been seeing this alternate sculpt for a rhino being 3D printed and shown around on like Instagram, Facebook, stuff like that. And I thought it was a cool sculpt. And I happened to see one on Instagram, 3 for $20 used of the sculpt that's been going around Instagram. And again, I think it's a cool alternative sculpt for a rhino. And, like 3 for $20, that should be kind of a red flag. Like, what's going to be wrong with this one? I get it.
Right.
But I'm going to be honest with you. It wasn't well painted. Even though it was already, they were used, they were pre-painted. They were not well painted. And I mean that in a, like, I'm not hating on anybody in their hobby. We love celebrating people of all skill levels in the hobby. But the paint on this was like really caked up to like, it looked like thick enough to be house paint, and like detail was blobbed and obscured. It looked like it belonged on that Thin Your Paints meme video. Like, raw. Yeah. So I was like, okay, well, maybe they're just so cheap because of the not very skilled paint job. But once I stripped them, and there were so many thick coats of paint on here, it took like 3 different dunks, changing out the grease light or the LA Awesome, scrubbing it, like there was so much chunky stuff in the LA Awesome. You dump that out, you put in some new chemical, you bathe it in again. It took 3 different baths to get this one clean. And when I got it clean, the print itself wasn't good at all. Like there were like, I don't know how this person supported, but instead of supporting on the sides that are going to be sanded and put together, this guy had like supports in the vent, supports in the recesses and grooves here where the tank well is. And like I said, all the vents here, and there were some like across the flat panels that were just like a little bit of sanding would have taken care of it. This person clearly just didn't bother to clean up any of it. And so there was a lot of scraping and sanding, just trying to get the panel smooth. And then there was like really blob details here from where like the supports, like there used to be a couple of Aquila on the doors here, but the supports were right in the Aquila. There was no saving the Aquila. It's just not well 3D printed at all. So I actually did a lot of like just sanding and scraping and trying to get it usable. And then on the bottom here, it looks like while they were working with the stuff, they snapped the tank tracks and then filled it in with epoxy, which is fine. I mean, it's going to be on the ground anyways. No one's really going to see that, but it's just a lot of the TLC that normally goes with projects you print yourself were not there. They were just like, oh, let me just snap off the supports by hand slather some house paint on it and put them up on eBay is what it looked like.
Oh man.
So anyways, I put in some work. I think they're nice and usable now. There's going to be like some areas where just like their bad printing process is going to leave like some opportunities for battle damage, we'll say. But you get what you pay for. Like I said, I just like the design that's been going around on Instagram, and I saw it on eBay, and I was like, oh, that's that one that's been going around. But 3 for $20 should have been a red flag,
Mm-hmm.
But in the end, the sisters are going to need a lot of rhinos anyway. So, if I've got a few extra, so much the better. And if I end up getting, better or proper rhinos in the future, then, we can make some scrap terrain or whatever out of them.
Nice.
All right. You got some splaining to do. Hear it in Ricky Ricardo's voice. We're gonna get some late night hobby tonight. I'll be home in about 6 hours. In about 6 hours, it'll almost be time to start getting up, get ready to go over to Frank's house. Brother Mythos, brand Oakwurst sausage, thick and beefy, the way orc should be. Oh, Orkwurst sausage, derp.
I was like, where are we going with this?
Orkwurst sausage, thick and beefy, the way orc should be. I like it. Kaiju, my Australian brother from down under.
Hasta luego, Jesus.
Good to see you, my brother. Yeah, Meeks is right. Miss you, man. Meeks says, I can't believe it's not the butter. Okay, so something to show you guys. While we were hanging out till like 5 in the morning, this is some of my favorite basing material on the planet. This is Geek Gaming, or if you were a fan before he changed the name to Geek Gaming, Luke's APS's. It's called Ready Basing. Anyways, see now I can usually say the name.
Don't eat
of
it. Don't eat it.
But anyway, so you can see it's a really fine sand with red pigment, to recreate marsh sand. Really, really good stuff. And this Ready Basing, it's so good that you don't need to paint it or anything. Typically, you can just put your glues down, glue it on, and it's already,
Keep talking. I'm getting my iPad. I'll be right back.
Pigmented correctly, so that way it can, be the type of basing that you need it without having to do the extra. And it comes with various grit sizes, from really powdery, all the way up to like, some thicker chunks and everything. Oh man. So anyways, I was doing some gluing to my bases, and I had out the PVA, and I was working on basing up my reavers, and I came across a discovery. Now, I don't know if this is just, sleepy 3 a.m. Mythos, or if this is a secret recipe, but I discovered, because you guys know your brother's an avid paint brush licker, and so I kept smoothing, the PVA out with the brush. Then I would put my basing in, and then I would help kind of spread things evenly with the paintbrush. And the mixture of PVA glue and the Ready Basing Mars material, because out of habit, I would lick the brush to clean it, pull the brush out, and I'm like, this combination of basing and PVA glue tastes like butter. And they're like, what? And I'm like, maybe I'm just mistaken. It must be off. But I did 5 bases, so spreading the glue at least 5 times and evening out the basing material, and I mean, a whole bunch of I kept doing, kept doing it over and over again. I'm like, this Ready Base material PVA really does taste like butter. And people are like, Mythos, you've been licking your brushes too much.
I have words. I have no words for that.
I can't believe it's not butter.
I can't imagine what it's like for you to go to the bathroom.
Oh gosh. Mythos drinks Windex and eats PVA glue.
Exactly.
with ready base material. Hey, that's how you fix stuff, man. Put some Windex on it. So yeah, that's all the hobby stuff. How are you not dead?
I know. I wondered that, dude.
I am really clean on the inside, and I'm already based properly.
I don't know about all that. I mean, all the paint you eat,
you know, it's
and
funny.
Sometimes even washes.
It's funny. They told me that, you know, it's a life of painkillers from my ACL tear that gave me the pancreatitis and the diabetes. But what if it's actually just washes and PVA glue?
Yeah, I can see that.
All right. So yeah, that is a whole bunch of stuff that I've just chipped away at slowly. But for once, I will be hyper focusing. I will be hyper focusing and finishing a project soon, because it's coming up close to the end of the month, and I want to make sure that my rocket launcher project is done for mine and Kami's Heroes versus Minions piece that we're going to be doing together. So I got to make sure I get it finished. Hyper focusing on that this weekend. You know, if Kami is still on my team at this point, you know.
I don't know. After that last little gaffe, I think he probably just disowned you.
I mean, that's possible.
He's gonna find a broom to be his partner. You know.
Why a broom?
Hey, you ask him. This wasn't me that insulted him.
Mythos goes to a fancy steak restaurant. Yeah, can I get PVA glue on the side? Also, what is your Windex selection like? Here we have a very good vintage. It is the Windex clear option.
Like, no, I can't do that. That causes streaking. Hey.
Oh man, if I have too much of that Windex clear, woo, we get streaking Mythos.
Yeah. God.
You know how people say certain liquors affect them differently? Like, oh, no, I can drink whiskey, but if I get too much,
that's just tequila. You know, that's just tequila.
Jose, yeah.
That's just tequila. Oh.
Freak just insults me with his yellow. Just send you random flexing pictures throughout the week. All right. So, all right. That is some other stuff. Freak mentioned we've been doing a bunch of 7 Days to Die because we've got the dedicated server now, which has been growing. You know, we've been doing some stuff with Brother Oni lately. Brother Atlas has joined us, you know, and it's been popping there. It's been real popping. We did another Blood Moon. We did not do well. We got pretty wrecked.
Toe up
from the flow up, baby. I had a funny moment with that though. So in the 7 Days to Die game, your inventory bar is very, very finicky. And if you're moving something from your backpack to your use bar and you don't get it right in the little box, there is no auto assign. Like if you don't get it directly in that little box, it just drops to the floor, which is normally fine. Anyways, we were running really low on food. Like everybody in the group was like, "Oh man,
I'm hungry.
I'm starving," and we got no food in the base. So all of us were going out looking for food, and I'm ransacking this house, Walking Dead style, and I find a Molotov cocktail hidden in someone's safe, and I'm like, "Oh, this is cool." And I end up being over encumbered, which, you know, when you have too much junk, you can barely move. And as someone who's Belave main, I'm rocking the armor and two-handed battle hammer kind of build, and so I need to be able to move. So I'm like, okay, let me drop some weight. So I had some junk stuff that I'd picked up along the way, like pieces of paper and stuff like that. So I went to drop that from my inventory, and I went to move the Molotov cocktail onto my hotbar to use. And well, when I moved that down to my hotbar to use, I didn't get it perfectly exactly in the use box. It was like in the area of, but not directly in the center. So it dropped it to the floor, which is normally fine. You bend over, you pick it up, and it goes back into your inventory. For some reason, though, when it didn't go into my bar, it lit itself and then dropped to the floor. So by missing my inventory hotbar, me and the entire room I was in was suddenly on liquid fire because of the small talk cocktail. And because I set the room on fire, I couldn't move anywhere without taking more damage. And I was in the middle of the room. So yeah, I think I would manage to get out of the room with like 1 hit point left. It was crazy. And that's when Lily was like, Mythos, you need to heal. You have literally 1 hit point left. I was like, I don't know how that happened. Mistakes certainly weren't made. In the Ron Swanson voice, I'm sorry, son. I'm afraid you may have misunderstood me. When I said bring me all of the PVA glue, what I think you understood was bring me a lot of PVA glue. I mean, bring me all of your PVA glue. Critical failure. Yes, it was. By the way, good evening and wah to Brother Marcos. Earlier this week, most of you know, I put out my my Orc War Boss on Bike showcase, which had a lot of wah sounds from myself and some of my Chilling Network brothers, as well as some gunfire and stuff like that. Shout out to Brother Kev from Immersive World Crafter and Brother Kev from the Hobby Corner. So really the Kevs came through for me. Hobby Corner Kev, both of them sent me some wahs, which was perfect, exactly what I needed. But after the showcase, Commodore this morning sent me a 30-minute ASMR sleep sounds of wah and daka just over and over and over again, which was perfect. And this is why Mythos is on digging duties. It's too much for him to handle, but at least he isn't a fire hazard. Guys, I accidentally set the house on fire again. What do you mean again? Nothing. I'm gonna fix it. You right. So yeah, that's been our week, guys. I got a lot of hobby done this week. Oh, Freak, you got in something hobby related this week. Something I showed off, and now you got a set. Showed it off last night.
Oh yeah.
The painting.
Let me.
Which reminds me, I need to bring mine tomorrow so we can do the swapperoonie.
Oh. Nah. Yeah. Cool. So freaking cool.
That was, I mean, at 58% off, you just can't go wrong.
Yeah. Can't beat it, man.
So that'll be cool to learn too. I mean, I've played like 2 games once upon a time, but you know, it'll be cool to relearn.
Yeah.
Brother Daz, oi there,
Oi.
folks. I thought about you this week, my brother. I came across some pretty cool looking goblins and orcs. So you need to look into those. All right, Brother Freak, man, we got a couple of articles to get to.
We got to lots of them, yeah?
Yep. Huh.
Did you just yip me? Am I upper to you?
Yep. Yep.
Yep. Alright.
Actually,
I'm not Ashley.
there's something I need to take care of real quick.
Oh,
Freak,
okay.
talk to the nice people.
Nice people. Hello, nice people. How are you? Hello. How is your week? How was your weekend? I hate just sitting here. He puts me on a spot like this. Hey, guess what? He can handle it more because he's a little chatty guy, but I kind of don't know what to say sometimes. I just sit here, drink water, and pretend like I'm really have a conversation with a one-eyed thing up there. And my poor computer's on a fritz. I don't know what I did with it. So, yeah. If Steve's freak starts flying, I'll come over with my boomerang. So I think, okay, I shouldn't have done this. I made the mistake, and I'm saying this it's as a mistake because I decided I wanted to blow out my computers before the show. Full of dust. I bought this really cool blower and blew all the dust out of it and everything. Of course, now darn thing is acting up like crazy, so I don't know why. It's flashing. I mean, everything else is playing just fine. Like the computer that is sending the feed is working. I mean, I'm seeing the feed coming in clearly. So you guys are seeing it. You're not experiencing any problems, but it's my luck. And what's worse is I'm the freaking IT guy. Story of my dang life, right? Anyway. So yeah, so that's what I'm dealing with. And I have no idea why the video feed on this is flashing or stopping or starting. Not a buffer issue. You know, I went through the whole gambit of stuff to turn on and turn off, but yeah, again, serves me right for trying to clean the machine before it's the dust and the dirt that's holding it together. Anyway. Yeah, practice your dance. Yeah, I can do that. I don't know where my bow tie is. I think it's going on the floor somewhere. I'll have to find it. Yeah, I can't do that without the bow tie. It just doesn't work. You know, we are required. Well, we say we're required to wear a bow tie when we go to Chippendales, but that is a requirement. And sometimes we'll wear it around our necks. You know. They prefer us to wear them, you know, around our necks, and not anywhere else, but because it draws attention to other things, so they don't like that. Did you blow out our PSU as well? I did blow out the power supply on this one. Did yours goes out? Because that would be amazing if that happened. Because this is a very, very powerful blower.
Yeah, that happened. What happened?
What?
Nothing. I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, so I don't know why this thing's acting up, and it's got great speed test. I'm not having any internet issues, no network issues. I'm at 103 download, and my upload's a little meh, but overall, okay.
He's at 103 downloads, and only 100 of them are prawns. So, yeah, that's right, Marcos. That is exactly what it is. Usually, teeth are involved when it goes wrong. But anyways.
Oh man. So anyway, story of my life.
Teeth being involved when it goes wrong. That's the story of your life.
Might as well.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I don't know why it does this. It's acting really, really stupid. So I'm kind of messing around with it a little bit, trying to see if I can figure it out. And I mean, it's working for you guys, and it's working on my tablet, and it's working on my phone. And understand what? I like to wear my tie on my face like an elephant trunk. Yeah, that's kind of what I say too, you know. My face. That's what I call it. Hey, you guys want to see my face? That's when people start to throw things immediately at us.
It does draw some attention, though.
It really does.
Yeah, when Freak starts doing his elephant routine, it really draws attention.
It really draws a lot of attention. Finally, the police, but that's usually at the end. That's usually the finale, you know. If they get to tase a big guy on stage, and it's...
You know, but like people really seem to like it. Like as you got escorted out, tons of people were clapping.
They were clapping when they were tasing me. That was at the very beginning, you know, when, you know, they see a half scantily clad, you know, chubby brown guy getting tased on stage, and all of a sudden I heard him chanting, more, and I just remember between tasing and me screaming, I was like, wow, we're a hit. More. I was like, so as they were hauling me off, I was saying, man, you guys, do you think you can come back next week? And they kind of tased me again. So
the only time it got awkward was when Freak said "harder, Daddy."
Yeah, they didn't like that. I didn't like that. They weren't amused. Did I tell you those batons hurt? They're painful. They're those. It's weird because it's like those. It's those. I don't know what they call it. Not batons. It's they're like they extend, and it almost sounds like an umbrella opening up really fast. And then
if we can get the DJ to play Electric Blue during the tasing, it'll be great. Don't tase me, bro. All right. We got a few news articles to get to tonight, huh? Could be cool.
All right.
He's back. The mini war mutts. Tasers and batons.
Oh my.
I mean, actually, like that's almost gotten to be how we summon Brian. Is this whenever we start doing our Chippendales bits? That's usually when Brian shows up in the chat.
All right, let me find it here.
Oh, I was a responsible Mythos this week. I got our one of our Patreon packages shipped out, so that's cool.
I'm an irresponsible because I have yet to send it, but I'm gonna try to send that tomorrow. Okay.
I have exit in the building. Good night. Hey, at least Freak didn't start doing the clapping.
Not good. Here we go. All right then.
Do you know the song Electric Blue, Freak?
Song to what?
Electric Blue.
Electric Blue. It sounds familiar. If I hear it, I probably would. I'm terrible with names.
Kaiju's got some lyrics here, and I cannot think of the beat. It's just escaping me right now. Oh man,
don't give me a warning.
That's fair. That's fair.
Wait, he said he's got family there?
Yeah, he's got family in the room.
Are the speakers up?
Oh no, don't do that to him. He said please.
Because if the speakers are up, first I want to say hello, family. I want to welcome you to the show.
Oh no. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I want to thank you for being part of this today. I'm joking. I won't. I won't do it, man. I love you too much, Brian. All right, we won't do it. We will not, because that is who we are. We are good people. We're very good people on the show. We are respectful. We are very professional. We put the pro in professional. That's right. It is not that type of night. It is not that. Sorry.
Oh man.
Sorry. Well, at least I didn't, do that.
No.
That's not what I was doing. I was just chit chatting, and so we're working on, we're doing
Oh, God.
stuff here.
This next stage dance is called Over Encumbered when you have too much junk. That's not on this stage, bruh. I'm Asian.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the wrong. That's stage 5. That's Herbert. He's got it all over there. You know, ours is we've got the easy one. So,
anyways, as we go on from our Chippendales talk to news on Forge Worlds, I'd like to remind everyone that currently this episode is being brought to you by
Chippendales.
Brother Oni.
Oh.
Where you can get any of his amazing prints from his print shop at a discount. When you click on our link, you get our Frosted Fist discount code.
And salami.
I don't think he sells salami.
Oh.
You have to come to our Chippendale shows for that.
Oh, right.
Anyways.
Body starts looking like little salamis after I get tasted after a while. Some people find that attractive. I don't know.
Rule 34 if I ever heard one.
Hey. There's plenty of love to go around. Just saying.
Odie says that's on the secret menu.
Yes. That's just like, special order. That's what we call special order.
Now onto the news.
Okay. All right. Teleportation, invisibility, or orange paint. Find the Forge World that's right for you. Forge World, plastic that breaks the moment that you get. So, your AdMek finally gets a little Codex love, huh?
Getting some Codex goodness.
Wow. Are you going to dip?
I mean, I haven't played them yet in 9th edition. And it would be cool to. The thing is that I have so much recently painted for my scars and my orcs right now. And you want to play the stuff you newly painted, sure. Even though the stuff you newly painted is guaranteed to be the first thing that dies on the table the next game.
Oh man. Yeah,
but if I do break out my AdMek, I like to play the shooty parts as Mars.
Sure.
And the punchy parts is Styges 8. So let's take a look to see what the Forge Worlds, and if you're new to AdMek, which almost everybody is, because who do we really know that plays AdMek?
You.
Like me and Kaiju. Those are the only people I know at the moment.
My name is Mythos, and thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
So typically I play my shooty parts as Mars and my melee Styges. And if you don't know, the Forge Worlds are basically, if you can compare to them Space Marines, the Forge Worlds are their chapters, right? So these are going to be our factions that give us our buffs and bonuses. So we're going to take a look at the buffs for Mars first.
Okay. All right. Dogma Masters of the Forge, I guess. Is that what we're going to start on?
Yep.
All right.
I love the artwork for each of these Forge Worlds that we're looking at.
They are nice, yeah. All right. Dogma Masters of the Forge. The favor of the machine god can be seen in the powerful optimization granted by every static-ridden psalm, encountered by his most faithful followers. This is manifest also in Mars' ultimate mastery of manufacture and the excellence of its craftsmanship. Skitara unit with this dogma can gain the Canticles of the Omnissiah ability. Each time a unit with this dogma is selected to shoot or fight, you can reroll one hit roll when resolving that unit's attacks.
Kaiju, it's been so great having you here tonight, my man. Good to see you again. And we love bringing the conversation down to our Chippendales depth.
Oh, he's leaving? He's had enough of our crap, huh? Yeah, sorry, man. I know. We get that too. But typically, though, I mean, especially when they wheel in the elderly, I mean, it's a captured audience. So they kind of sit there and they have to take it. But, you just like, all right, screw it, I'm done. And you just walk out. That's okay.
Oh, my God.
We can understand. So, what?
Whole new meaning to captive audience. Anyways.
They're like, I want to go home. No, the show doesn't end until about 2 hours. Oh,
God.
Yeah. But they still throw money. All right, sorry. You stop. All right. So anyway, so that's pretty cool, I guess. You're
all right. So, a couple of things here. The first ability that the Mars gets, Skitarii units gain Canticles of the Omnissiah. Now that's a huge, like, that's a simple line of text, but there's so much information there. First of all, it says that specifically Skitarii will get Canticles of the Omnissiah. Now, previously when I played AdMek, in previous editions, your Canticles of the Omnissiah was a army-wide ability. Like everything had Canticles of the Omnissiah. So this is telling me right now that only certain units are going to get Canticles of the Omnissiah. And apparently units with the Skitarii keyword normally don't, but by being Mars, they will. So it's kind of like, that's a lot of information there. But Canticles are usually pretty good. There are some that are better than others, but I can only see good things coming from getting Canticles on more things. So that'll be interesting.
Nice.
By the way, mechanics can only be Russian from now on.
That's correct.
I don't know why, but
that was good.
You heard it here, folks. Freaks likes giving it to the old folks. Wow. This is a rabbit hole that keeps getting deeper and deeper.
What the hell? I mean, look. I mean, we didn't bring them. I mean, it's not like we brought them there. We heard the music and we came storming out, and there they were. So then they started. At first I thought they were clapping, but they were actually, failing, moving their hands all over the place, trying to move their wheelchairs, but they couldn't. They're stuck. So Joe must go on, man.
All right, so we've got the stratagem Wrath of Mars. Now, Wrath of Mars is an incredibly powerful stratagem. Lots of people all throughout 8th edition, where it was the combo. You put down a bunch of Castellan robots, usually too many Castellan robots, and then you just Wrath of Mars, and every time it would hit a 6, you'd get a mortal wound, and people would just spam that. You put down a full squad of Castellan robots, and some people were dealing ridiculous numbers of mortal wounds, and even myself, I didn't do the Castellan robot spam, but I do remember one particular fight where Freak and I were having, where he teleported in some Terminators onto the middle field where I was kind of moving up, and he just wrecked a bunch of stuff. He destroyed my Onager Dunecrawler in a single round. The shooting from their storm bolters wiped out my snipers from my Rangers, and he just came down and he did a bunch of damage. And then after he killed the Dunecrawler, when in close combat, he consolidated into my Castellan robots and tied them up so they wouldn't be shooting for the next round. So he wiped out 2 units, and he stopped the third one from shooting, all from just one round of his Terminator deep striking in. It seemed like the battle really swung one way as soon as he deep struck his Terminators. And the thing about AdMek is not a lot of our stuff has a ton of AP. Yeah. Usually, unless it's like the big weapons, like your neutron lasers or your las cannons, most of the stuff is like 0 or 1 AP. So I deep struck down my infiltrators, which are like Skitarii Ninja, and they've got these they look like little Uzis, like 40k Uzis, and they get like 5 shots a piece. It's ridiculous, but they're only strength 3 and they're like 0 AP. So it's just like a ton of tiny bullets. Well, I deep struck down 10 of them, so that's 50 bullets. And then I used Wrath of Mars, and then since he was in my deployment zone, I struck them down next to Call, so they were getting unlimited rerolls. And I ended up on just mortal wounds alone with Wrath of Mars, ended up wiping his Terminators back out. So it was like he took a bunch of my stuff and then I counterpunched and took his Terminators off. It was a pretty good blow for blow.
It was a good volley. Yeah.
But it was really like, oh man, this Wrath of that was my first time really seeing Wrath of Mars as a really powerful stratagem. Here they've actually toned it down some. So that's pretty interesting. So it's a 1 or 2 CP stratagem. I'm sorry. You want to do the Russian voice for the flavor text up?
What? I'm not doing a Russian voice. What are you talking about? When did you even begin? Who said that? All right, here we go.
Heinrich.
Wrath of Mars. Mars battle tactics stratagem. None can smite the blasphemer like those from Mars, for there is the most righteous of zeal. All praise the glory of Machine God. Use this stratagem in your shooting phase when a Mars unit is selected to shoot. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, an unmodified wound roll of 6 inflicts 1 mortal wound on the target in addition to any normal damage, to a maximum of 6 mortal wounds. If that unit has power rating of 11 or more, their stratagem costs 2 CP. Otherwise, it costs 1 CP.
So they've really toned it down in a way that kind of balances it more. And I'm going to touch on that just a second. But first, what up to our brother Lupus in the chat for us? Good to see you, my brother. Good to see you.
For Russ. Rusty. Russ.
Oh, God. Sorry. Okay, so there's a couple of things here. On one hand, it's a little cheaper because you can do it for just 1 CP if it's less than 11 power rating. If it's more 11 or more, then it costs 2 CP. So it kind of incentivizes you to do it on cheaper units instead of, like I said before, the cheese tactic would be to get a massive unit of like Castellan robots and really max out those mortal wounds, right? So the expensive models plus a big unit. This is really kind of capping it out here, you know. The other thing is that not only are they incentivizing you on saying, hey, if you use it on a cheaper unit, it costs you cheaper CP, but they're also capping it at a maximum of 6 mortal wounds. I think that's really interesting. But I think, like, especially if you do it on a cheaper unit, I think honestly 6 mortal wounds is still pretty good for only 1 CP if you do it on the cheaper unit.
Yeah.
So while as an AdMek player, I would expect to be like, they nerfed me.
How's that go again?
But instead, I feel like this is actually pretty well balanced because you're still getting to do the cool stuff, but you can't get ridiculous with it.
You sound like a Murloc.
Sorry. Okay, so but you can't get ridiculous. You're not going to do the stupid like 38 mortal wounds that some of the people who would play it with like 9 Castellan robots used to do, right?
Yeah.
So it's like it incentivizes you to be less dickish with it, which I think I'm okay with. And I think the fact that they say, hey, there's a cheaper option also incentivizes people to not be a dick with it because it's like, hey, if you do it for cheaper, it encourages less spamming, you know?
I like spam.
So, I mean, spam is good stuff. Asian people love spam. Spam fried rice is a legit thing. Okay. All right. So I think it's a good balance. I really, because I think it was a little too strong before. And again, I'm saying this not as a salty player who's been hit by Wrath of Mars too many times, as someone who uses it, as an AdMek player myself. I think maybe it was a touch too strong before. So I think this is a good change, better for the game.
I will break you.
Oh God. This is a cool change. I'm really excited to see right here. The red axe.
The red axe goes good. Arcana Mechanicum, the red axe. A colossal dog-bladed axe edged in priceless star metal and emitting a crimson glow. The appropriately named red axe is a fabled treasure from the war vaults of Mars. The supply of this unique ore is so limited that only one such weapon has ever been created, and it is claimed that few foes can withstand its blows. Mars model equipped with an Omnissiah axe only. This relic replaces an Omnissiah axe and has the following profile. Range is all melee. It's strength +2, AP -5. I mean -5. Jesus.
-5, baby.
Good grief. Damage is 2. Abilities: each time the bearer fights, it makes 3 additional attacks with weapon.
So
holy crap.
So AdMek are the HQs for AdMek are typically not very fighty, except for like Call can be kind of fighty.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he gives so many buffs to your army, you're almost scared to put him into combat. You know what I'm saying? But like the regular HQs, the Tech Priest Dominus and stuff like that, you almost don't want to put them in combat. And I think this though kind of gives, if you look at most other HQs, your HQs for your armies usually, because you're putting them on your backline to buff, they're usually pretty good at holding the backline. A captain is going to wreck in combat, right? A lieutenant's pretty good in combat.
Right.
This I think is badass because it's okay. So strength, I want to say a Tech Priest Dominus is strength 4. I could be wrong. It has been a hot minute since I touched my AdMek. But I want to say they're strength 4. So that +2 all the time. That +2 is going to bring them up to strength 6, -5, 8. Oh, which by the way, like I said, I think this is a good counter punch. So I don't feel like you're going to be going into other people's deployment zones and punching their tanks, which is what you would need strength 7 or above for. I think strength 6 great. Because what are you going to be punching in your own deployment zone? Usually another melee unit or something that's capturing objectives like tactical Marines, Terminators, something like that. So +2, strength 6, that means almost all the infantry that's coming in is going to be a 3-up or better to wound. So strength 6 is great. -5 AP is a hell yeah, right? Even if they got a 2-up save like a Terminator, that's going to blow right through it.
But 3 additional attacks, that's a big one right there.
That's a big one. Yeah. And on top of that, damage 2 per hit. That's like an overcharging Hellblaster, dude. So it's like hitting somebody with an overcharged Hellblaster in the face.
Right.
A lot.
Yeah. Like a commie says, you get no armor save. You get no armor save. Everyone gets no armor save. Yay!
In the words of Kanjong, hells yeah. So I think this is a great relic. Before the Red Axe, I would toss on my HQs just because, no reason. I was like, well, this is our Mars thing. Now, granted, usually
now you have a reason. Now you actually can.
Yeah. I was like, this is my Mars thing. I'm taking it because I like Mars. But you're right. Now it's like, oh yeah, I'm taking the Red Axe.
The Red Axe.
What if nobody ever gets in your deployment zone? Yeah, but I got that Red Axe though. Yeah, but nobody's going to go near. Yeah, but I got that Red Axe though.
He's a good deterrent.
It is a good deterrent.
Very cool.
I love it. Freaking love it.
This is Lucius.
God dang it.
Very, very beautiful man. All right. What does Lucius employ? Employs many materials and technologies that are virtually unknown elsewhere. Secrets that it jealously guards. Its weapons and war gear perform statistically better than most, a trait for which it's justifiably proud. Dogma, Solar Blessing. Lucius is renowned for its craftsmanship and unique solar-blessed ores, often marked by the ritual scorching of its titanic forges. Each time an attack with a damage characteristic of 1 is allocated to a model with this dogma, at 1 to any armor saving throw made against that attack. Add 3 inches to the range characteristic of range weapons that models with this dogma are equipped with.
I think that's pretty awesome. So first of all, the extra range is going to be great because, the further away you can hit, especially for a traditionally gunline army, the further away you can stay from your enemy without getting punched in the face is great. Even though the game now encourages that you move closer, I get it, but you can still try and position better, to try and not be in charge range. And this kind of gives you a little extra flexibility, especially since some things like, say, Castellan robots, one of our bread and butter units, don't have the best range. They have hella DACA, but you got to be in range, you know. Right. So I think this is good.
Oh, I have to read what Phoenix says in the AdMek voice.
Yeah, you do.
You wanted a chance to you want a chance to live, psh, foolish mortal.
I love it. Also, I'm thinking of and I think this is because of the music we were listening to earlier, but I'm thinking of Drogo from
Drago?
Rocky 4.
Yeah, Drago, yeah. I will break you. Yeah.
Also, I think getting that +1 armor save is pretty awesome because traditionally, AdMek are a 4+ armor, I think. And so now you're getting AdMek that are as tough as Space Marines with 3-up saves. So
very nice, good. Very nice. So this is the Legio Teleportarium. All right. Lucius Wargear Stratagem. The tech priests of Lucius apply the same technologies they use to shift Titans through the warp to master battlefield's teleportation. Use this stratagem before battle, during the declare, reserves, and transport step. If you are playing a mission without this step, use this stratagem during deployment instead. Select one Lucius unit, including vehicles units, from your army. You can set up that unit in a teleportarium instead of setting it up on the battlefield. If you do so, then in the reinforcement steps of one of your movement phases, you can set up that unit anywhere on the battlefield that is more than 9 inches away from any enemy models. You can only use this stratagem once, unless you are playing a strike force battle, in which case you can use this stratagem twice, or an onslaught battle, in which case you use this stratagem 3 times.
All right. So if I remember correctly, that's up to 1,000 points. You can teleport 1 unit, up to 2,000 points, teleporting 2 units, and up to 3 units for anything above 2,000 points. That's pretty cool. Lucius has always been the chapter or Forge World to go for if you really want to teleport in some units. And again, this makes perfect example of that.
Hey, 1 CP, you know.
Yeah.
Get them to fly. The next one is Agrippina. Oh my God. Agrippina. Sorry, it was a slip of the tongue. It was a slip. But I will say sorry. I made a mistake. All right. Dogma staunch defenders. With imperatives refined over countless horrific close assaults, those of Agrippina retain a cast iron composure in the face of advancing foes. Each time a model with this dogma makes a ranged attack that targets a unit within half range, the armor penetration characteristics of that attack is improved by 1. Each time enemy unit declares a charge against unit with this dogma, if this unit is not within engagement range of enemy units, it can hold steady or set to defend.
So there we go. So this, quite a bit to unpack there. So ranged attacks, we're within half range, armor pen improved by 1. That's pretty good. So it means even on your standard carbines, you've got 30 inches, 15 inches, boom, AP1. So getting extra AP is always good. And like I said before, that's where AdMek sometimes struggles, is they don't have a lot of AP on their weapons unless they're their big vehicle hunter weapons. So I think anytime you can get extra AP is great. And then of course, declaring a charge, this is awesome because it can hold steady or defend. So I think that's where you get the extra buff to Overwatch or attack in the assault phase. So that's pretty good. Of course, with AdMek, well, there are some punchy units, but so if you're punchy, you may want to set to defend so you can get that extra attack, or you can hold steady, get that better Overwatch if you're a shooter unit.
You right?
I'm listening to you guys and shopping, and then I hear that. What the heck, freak?
Oh, you mean about the Agrippina? That's it's a very 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 strong thing. Yes,
No, nephew, you said Beavis from the old cartoon. Oh man,
I will show you my Agrippina.
dude,
Sorry, I will stop.
you know you've reached a new category when all of a sudden someone judges Beavis and Butthead more kid friendly than your show. We've reached a new level. I'm not sure it's a good level, but we've reached a new level.
This sounds like our show at Chippendales. We say it's, well, we don't say it's kid friendly, but we do say it's friendly.
All right, indentured machines, 1 CP.
Okay. Agrippina, requisition strategy. What it is. With influxes of fresh converts, Agrippina can select specimens capable of bonding to more powerful servitor enhancements. Use this stratagem before the battle. Select one Agrippina Cataphrone servitors unit from your army. Add one to the toughness characteristic of models in that unit. A unit can only be selected for the stratagem once. You can only use stratagem once, unless you are playing a strike force battle, in which case you can use stratagem twice. Or an onslaught battle, in which case you can use stratagem 3 times.
That's pretty awesome. I have never used cataphrons before, so I can't remember if they're toughness 4 or toughness 5. I want to say they would probably go from 4 to 5. But either way, being able to boost your toughness is pretty awesome, especially since there's a lot of firepower that comes from cataphrons, which, you know, that means they do great damage.
But is it worth
And
1 CP? I mean,
is it work? I mean, I think so, but you know, I do something similar with my orcs.
right.
I don't know if you remember, but I'll spend a CP to buff their strength by 1, make them they're chipmunks, mini war mutt. They're chipmunks. Chip and Dale's
That's what
Rescue Rangers.
that's what we call them when we come out, you know, especially when they have little propellers on them. Like they're chip. Okay.
Oh God. Oh man.
Margaret, is that what I think it is? Don't look. All right. Arcana Mechanicum, the Eye of Xelexum. Okay. That's Psi, isn't it? Xelexum? I believe that's how it's pronounced.
Yeah, I think so.
Xelexum was a legend of Agrippina. A serval skull has been made from the cranium of the fallen tech priest, so that even in death, his withering gaze can reveal the weakness of every foe. Agrippina model only. At that start of your shooting phase, select one enemy vehicle unit within 18 inches of the bearer. Until the end of phase, the bearer gains the following ability. The eye is...
I'm offended. Alvin, Simon, and the fat one. Okay, I'm offended. I'm a little triggered here.
I'm pretty much triggered.
His name is Theodore, and I was called the fat one a lot growing up. So,
well,
I'm offended.
Well, I mean, there's 3 components, right?
So
there's 3. I mean, what are we talking about here?
what? Oh my God. Anyways.
Oh,
yeah.
You're talking about the. Oh. On. I was. I was okay. No, yeah, okay. Agrippina, going back to the model. Yeah. Continue. The eye. Oh. The eye. The eye of Lexum. Aura. It's an aura. Okay. While a friendly Agrippina core or Agrippina Catafront servitors unit is within 6 inches of this model, each time a model in that unit makes attack that targets the selected vehicle unit, you can re-roll the wound roll. Wow, that's bad.
Free re-rolling wound rolls
It's
is
just
pretty good.
re-rolls within 6, yeah. So, well, it's a good aura. I think it's your typical, captain aura, if you will.
Oh my god. 3 components, Agrippina and the Angry Chippendale. Oh my god. Non-stop wargaming, guys. Just what we need.
Would you like to see my Agrippina? No. That show starts very soon. Just wait a minute.
God. I guess it's probably not any better that the description summary here for Agrippina is aggressive and hard-hitting. Anyways, moving right along, guys, to Graia.
You'll get hard-hitting, fast-action Agrippina. Show starts at 11.
All right, Graia. Oh, goodness.
Graia.
Oh, God. I think the chat has just made it their job to try and break you. Oh God.
Oh God. Oh my goodness. Yes, Agrippina. I have 6-inch aura. It's not very big, but it's definitely effective.
Oh God.
Oh God. Okay. Focus on the refusal to yield. Breathe.
Yes, farming, Steve. Nice, safe farming. Axe and X. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Whatever you do, Axe, do not tap the screen on the left to go back about 3 or 4 minutes. It's safe. It's safe right here where you've just joined the chat.
You just changed him. You know he's going to look back right now. He's scrolling. He's scrolling back as we speak. He's looking at it and he's like, "What? What the hell is Agrippina?"
Yeah. Don't scroll back, X. Don't scroll up the screen. Don't tap back on the chat. You want to stay current on the feed.
See, he saw it. Look, he said it. Oh, gee. So he's, yeah, it's exciting.
It's much safer here. Good to see you, Axe.
Hey, Axe. YOLO. Just.
We named the orc after the RuntHerds and AdMek we were going to be talking about, but I really think we should have just named this one the Chippendale Special.
Right, it's the Chippendale in the fight one. That's what we.
Oh my God! All right,
we put propeller on the fight one.
Back to the Graia right. Chapter tactic.
Yeah, right. Graia. Dogma refusal to yield. The cortexes of those who serve Graia are so hardwired to pure logic that the most esoteric attacks break down before a wall of sheer rationality. What? Rotationally? What the hell am I saying? Each time a combat attrition test is taken for a unit with this dogma, it is automatically passed. Each time a model with this dogma would lose a wound as a result of a mortal wound, roll 1d6. On a 5+, that wound is not lost.
Very good, Axe. Very good. Shameless, my brother. Shameless. Good to see you.
I gotta say, he's a smart guy. I mean,
all right. So a couple things here. This one is okay. This one is like the other chapters or Forge Worlds we've looked at so far have been better, I feel like. So this one, no combat attrition, but it doesn't. So you're immune to combat attrition, but you're not immune to morale. So you're still automatically gonna lose that first guy. You just won't lose more than the first guy, which is okay, I guess. But it's not like a horde army where you're really worried about losing a lot of guys, anyways. I mean, it's okay. It's not great. And then a 5+ feel no pain would be great, but then it's only specifically on mortal wounds. So I mean, unless you're really like, um, take care, brother Brian.
Everybody, let's clap Brian out. Bye, Brian. Bye. Bye.
Anyways, so a 5+ feel no pain would be great, but only for mortal wounds. So unless you're really going up against, hey, have some great zombie side, my man.
Absolutely, man. Enjoy it, man.
Unless you're playing against like a Psyker army or anything else that generates a lot of mortal wounds, then you know it's again, this one's okay, but I think there's probably so many better options to take. I think all the other Forge Worlds we looked at so far are going to be stronger than this one.
Yeah. I mean, this is just Lanyard. It's extra, right? So
yeah.
Brother Archer. Right. Hey, evening, buddy. Where you been hiding? Oh, Archer, you should scroll up. Yeah, you should scroll up.
If he scrolls up or if he taps back to watch what we were talking about 10 minutes ago, he'd have to ban us, man, and then we wouldn't be able to continue the show.
This is true. He would actually, bring down the ban hammer on us, and he's like, "What is wrong? Oh, wait, I've got to censor these cats. Like, what the hell?" Anyway,
we couldn't even be mad. We'd be like, "Yep, you deserve to be here."
Yeah, that happened, didn't it? But it took him a while, didn't it?
All right, we look at 1 CP.
1 CP, Steel Mind and Iron Logic. Graia Wargear Stratagem. Even the vile energy surges of the warp will be quieted by the faith and undeniable logic that emanates from the pure devotees of Graia. Use this stratagem in your opponent's psychic phase. When an enemy Psyker attempts to manifest his psychic power within 18 inches of any Graia unit from your army, roll 1d6 on 4+. That psychic power is denied.
Again, it's really good if you're playing specifically against Psykers. I mean, denying on a 4+ is pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah.
Just under 50%.
Yep.
Yeah. Again, I think Graia overall is good if you're going up specific. Like if you have an AdMek army and somebody says, by the way, I'm playing my 1,000 Suns today, and you're just like, I need a hard counter, my friend's 1,000 Suns, or I mean, I guess Nurgle even maybe to an extent. I mean, this might be the one for you. If you're just expecting tons of, psychic powers and mortal wounds. 5 up, feel no pain. Freak sounds like his voice is putting his face to sleep. We had a request earlier to read all the AdMek stuff as his Russian accent. So this is his Russian accent. So yeah, I think that would be the best use of Graia so far. If you were specifically planning on counting a psychic heavy army. But so far I love what they've done with Mars so far. I like what they've done with Lucius. Agrippina was good. It's just Graia doesn't have me sold yet. Like I don't think. I mean, Nurgle is really strong right now, but I don't think that psychics are a big enough part of the game right now, or mortal wounds in general are a big enough part of the game, where you would just naturally, for a random pickup game, not tailoring against anyone specifically, would just say, you know what, Graia is where I'm going.
Hey, I'm back.
Welcome back, my brother.
It sounds like his voice is putting his face to... But my face? My face.
Yeah, the custom Forge worlds, a lot of people are saying the custom Forge worlds are really strong. I myself, I just like playing Mars because I really love Call, and I put a lot of love and attention into my Call model. And like it, the AdMek army is where I really found my stride with airbrushing an army.
Yeah.
And I like my Call model has such pop that I really worked hard to put on there. And it's just like I try and fit Call into basically every list I can. So I almost always go Mars.
All is a pain in the butt.
Call is a pain in the butt. I run a lot of armor, so the example that they give for the custom forge worlds is just chef kiss. That makes sense. That makes sense. Grey Knights and Thousand Suns have a box coming up, so maybe we'll see a psyker increase later in the year. That's a good point,
That's
Commodore.
Yep.
If they, like as this year has been with the new releases taking over the meta, if that happens when that Thousand Suns Grey Knights box comes out, maybe we will see a lot of more psychics in the game, and maybe as a result, we'll see more AdMek players playing Graia. I just don't see it as a good all-comers Forge world right now. The others, I think you could build around them. This one just seems too situational. Is that I don't know words. Is that technometer? Mitre?
Technometry. That's it's
Miteri?
oh my. Now you're doing the that's going the whole redneck.
Malaga.
Sorry. Technometry. Technometry. Oh, you know what? Okay, it's properly pronounced the cerebral technometry. Perhaps the most famous of all cogitator engines is the cerebral technometry, a secondary brain that uses synaptic links to directly assist the bearer's own mental capacities. Even amidst the maelstrom of battle, the device runs complex algorithms to suggest the best course of action. Graia Tech Priest models only at 3 inches to the range of the bearer's aura abilities to a maximum of 9 inches. Each time the bearer uses an ability in your command phase that specifies a range, you can add 3 inches to the range of the ability to a maximum of 9 inches.
Okay, I don't know if this is a real part of the article, if this is spam, because I get a lot of emails that turn out to be spam that ask if I want to add 3 inches to my wait. Sorry, that's.
I get excited to add 3 inches, but it's all a lie.
Mitre. Okay, so it's a Pope hat.
It's mitre.
Okay.
Okay. Mitre. I say mitre. Tomato.
A Pope hat. I like that.
I love poop hats.
Good.
Oh, Pope hat. Okay, sorry. I was wondering why would you wear a hat when you go number 2, so it don't make sense. Yeah. It's not bad.
All right.
I have no clue. Is it Styges?
Styges 8.
Styges 8. Okay.
This is the one I normally run with the punchy side of my
Okay. Styges VIII.
This is where I started. You started making fun of me because like only you could take a gunline army and make it punchy.
Yep. It's so annoying. Super freaking annoying. Hey, I'm gonna run them like Space Wolves though.
God. Oh man.
Put on your poop hat. Get out your poop knife. Regular bathroom stuff.
I've actually seen the story for the poop knife too, so I actually get that reference.
All right. The dogmas, the shroud protocols. When the enemies of you said Styges, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I must remember this. The Styges VIII
Oh,
march
God.
to war. They do so beneath.
What legion do you play, Freak?
Oh, what is it? VII only. It only has two eyes.
Yep, only two eyes.
So this one is more special. It has VII. An extra
Oh
I
my
means
goodness.
they're badass. They do so. Okay, when they VII march to war, they do so beneath stealth screen projectors and target befouling apparatuses. Each time a range attack targets a vehicle unit, excluding units with the care or the core keyword with this dogma, if the attacker is more than 18 inches away, then the target is treated as having benefits of dense cover against attack. Each time a ranged attack targets is a unit, excluding vehicle units without the core keywords. With this dogma, if the attacker is more than 12 inches away, then target is treated as having benefits of dense cover against attack. Each time a unit with this dogma declares a charge, none of the targets of that charge can hold steady or set to defend.
Okay, so this is, I don't know if you remember, but the reason I used to run this on the melee part of my army is because getting that, the dense cover is the -1 to hit, right? Which, suddenly making your Marines go from 3s to 4s to hit can be great. The only thing that is not as good, and this is not a nerf to this is a nerf to 9th edition in general. You can't stack your minuses. So I don't know if you remember, but my dragoons, the guys on the big walkers, used to be able to charge, and I'd have the -1 from this, and then the walkers get a -1 automatically, so they'd be -2 to hit.
Right.
So now they don't stack. It only could be a -1 max, which is fine. I mean, it still helps out my electro priests and stuff like this, but where they get buffed here even better than they used to be, they can't hold steady or set to defend. So if they choose to overwatch me, they're only going to get that natural 6s. They're not going to be like, some of the armies like Militarum or Tau, where they can get, the bonuses to smack me in Overwatch, right? So I think, oh my goodness, the hat's coming out. So anyways, so not being able to get the bonuses,
you said bonus.
The bonuses to Overwatch is going to be good. So we've gone from Drago to Bubba.
They can't see that. You're the one making all the fuzz.
All right. So anyways, so this is kind of cool.
Clandestine infiltration, 1 CP. Styges VII. War gear strategy. Under cover of stealth screens and off-spec scramblers, the warriors of Styges VII confound their foes. Use this stratagem during deployment. You select one Styges VII core infantry unit from your army. When you set up that unit, it can be set up anywhere on the battlefield that is more than 9 inches away from the enemy deployment zone and any enemy models.
Hell yes. Hell yes. Okay. So this is how Styges clandestine infiltration used to be. I don't know if you remember, Freak, but halfway through the last edition, they changed this to where they got the scout move up the board instead of getting the 9 inches away, which, I mean, made it a little harder on my electro priests because, they actually had to walk up the field, but it was typically okay. They just had to survive for usually a turn longer than they used to. Now
they get in your face.
They get right up in the face, which of course would help them if the electro priests are still going to work the same way. it's going to help them kill their first target and get that invul save. So, I mean, this is, I'm here for it. I am here for it.
So my question is, if you decide to go ahead and do your off spec stuff to detect it, can you, or will it even matter? So you know how you can actually do your off spec detect, right?
Well, the Space Marine strategy, MOSFET scan.
Yeah, off spec scan.
Oh yeah, so I'll deep strike them down with clandestine infiltration.
Which I would hit the off spec scanner and then
you could shoot at them.
Shoot them in the face before they land.
Mm-hmm. Hellblasters would be the best thing.
Yeah.
Probably. Or aggressors would also do a really good job of taking them out. So yeah, you absolutely could do that.
I love this country. See, that would be tough. I'd have a hard time with that. I'd have a hard time enunciating anything. Not with these things in my teeth or in my mouth. All right. Arcanum Mechanicum, the omnisized hand. Omnisized hand is a gauntlet lined up with a concealed array of digital lasers believed to be of Jacaro origin.
Jacaro.
Geppetto origin.
Geppetto's origin, right.
Maniatech Adapt of Stygies VIII has tried to replicate its technologies, thus far to no avail. Stygies VIII model only. Once per battle, at the end of the fight phase, you can use this relic. If you do so, roll 1d6 for each enemy unit within 12 inches of the bearer. I love bears. I hunt bears all the time. On a 2 to 5, that enemy unit suffers 1 mortal wound. On a 6, that enemy unit suffers a D3 mortal wounds. You get your butt toe up. D3 mortal wounds ain't nothing to shake at, man. But I mean
that's pretty good. But spending your relic,
that's kind of
on a once per battle ability.
Yeah,
that one is just blown away to me by the red axe, where you're going to do shit tons of damage with the red axe. If you could do this every round, I would think it would hold up. But once per round, I would even say if you could do this every round and take out the D3, if it was just 1 mortal wound, but you could do it every turn.
You're right. That red axe definitely does way more than this thing does.
Yeah, the once per battle thing is weird because you're spending your entire relic slot on something you can do one time, and one time a maximum of 3 damage. And it's at the end of the fight phase. So after you've already hit something and something hits you back. So that means whatever you tried to attack didn't die, and something hit you back and you didn't die. And boom, here's a little extra damage. It's just like there's too many what ifs.
This is probably the most conditional, the most conditional one I've ever seen. It's got way too many conditions. You know what I'm saying?
Heinrich says, "Damn it! I step away to make some coffee, and the proud Russian Mechanicus has become radioactive hillbillies." I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
Y'all to see what I had for lunch.
So this is not a great relic. In fact, I'm positive I would never take this relic. However, I'm not even mad because the rest of the Stygies stuff is great. Giving me the deep strike back is great. Giving me the changes to the slight buff to the chapter tactic or Forge World, if you will. I think it's awesome. Ryza. So this Forge World is known for basically being a plasma lover's best friend.
Dogs were red and cog and claw. Ryza's masters point to aggressive combat doctrines and zealous training protocols to explain the exceptional martial prowess of their troops, their apparent eagerness to shed blood merely a byproduct of holy fervor or fever. Someone get them Tylenol. Each time a model with this dogma makes a melee attack, if it made a charge move, was charged, or performed a heroic intervention this turn, add 1 to that attack's wound roll, or add 1 to charge rolls made for units with this dogma.
So pretty cool. +1 to, I mean, this honestly, it would be great. I mean, I'm going to stick with Stygies because I love Stygies. However, this would be great for my melee part of my army too, if I chose to go that way. 1+1 to charge. There have been so many times where I've lost a charge because of like rolling 1 too low. So this would be awesome. Then on top of that, when you make an attack, if it made a charge move, charge, or heroic intervention, add +1 to the attack's wound roll. That's amazing. So it's like, oh, well, I would normally wound this on a 4+. Boom, I'm wounding it on 3. I would normally wound this on 3+. Boom, I'm wounding on a 2. I mean, that's so great. It is really a heavy hit with melee. Stygies 8 is still strong, a strong choice. Sucks about the chicken lancers, but it's still solid. I agree. An imperium of man, hillbillies radiate you.
They sure as hell do.
And now the Mechanicus has went full on Pleasure Planet Forge World. Metallica's no slouch either, considering they get everything in the Codex plus their stuff from the Book of Rust. Oh, cool. Book of Rust. Okay, I just want to... This looks awesome. I love this scene here. Very, very thematic. I just want to know what their player is doing with their Electro Priests up in the bunker. They're not snipers. The jazz hands are an okay shooting thing, but they're not doing any good up there. Anyways.
Hey, y'all, there they are. Just smile at them. Just smile at them. Wave at them down there. Hey, guys, we're up here. We don't know how we got here, but we'll figure it out.
There is bad wording in the Wrath of Mars strategy, though. Interesting. I didn't notice it, but I'm sure people who are more used to finding the loopholes in rules than I am. I've never been good at that. So stuff like this right here is why Ryza is a plasma lover's best friend.
Well, they got bad words in everything. I mean, you get mad, you start saying a bad word. All right, plasma specialist. This is 2CP. Ryza battle tactic stratagem. That which hates most breeds the most. Incandescent of blast. I don't know what he's saying, man. Or so say the tech priests of Ryza, who have long nurtured the sacred skill of coaxing extra firepower from plasma weapons. Okay, so you just talk to your plasma weapon and they just start shooting like a fool. All right, then. So use this stratagem in your shooting phase when a Ryza unit is selected to shoot. Until the end of the phase, each time a model in that unit makes an attack with a plasma weapon, you add 1 to the damage characteristics of that attack, man.
That's really good. Extra damage on plasma, especially for things that spam plasma, like the Cataphron Breachers, or is it Destroyers? Actually, I think it's Destroyers. But the Cataphrons, plasma spam, your Rangers, not Rangers, your Vanguards, plasma spam. This could get really, really good. And it's really going to be solid for anyone who just wants to spam plasma and deal a ton of damage.
Arcana Mechanicum weapon, I ain't gonna try.
I mean, it's probably just like you read Roman numerals.
Oh. But that ain't no Roman numeral I ain't seen.
I'm just like the way you read them. You just normally read the letters anyways.
That, but that doesn't look like no Roman numeral. It just looks like someone just put a bunch of letters there and expect me to say something with it. So I'll just read it. Weapon rises the rare forge is a rare forge world that believes in innovation, and their top tech priests all have their own experimental weapons under development. Such devices often never reach the battlefield, but the upvolted Volkite blaster, known only as weapon, has proved its incredible prowess in battle on numerous occasions. Rise a model equipped with the Volkite blasters only. This relic replaces the Volkite blaster and has the following profile. Got 24 inches, which I had to, and heavy type 3, rank 7, AP minus 2. That's pretty strong, man.
Pretty strong.
And then 2 damage. And the abilities, each time an attack is made with this weapon on an unmodified wound roll of 6, that attack inflicts 2 mortal wounds in addition to any normal damage.
That's crazy. I mean, you're fishing for 6s out of 3 dice. So, I mean, it's probably not going to happen a lot, but when it does happen, it's going to be awesome. All right. So, rules as intended, you're limited to 6 mortal wounds for the unit. But the way rolling is supposed to work, combined with the wording, the rules as written, each model can deal a max of 6 mortal wounds. Okay. So, yeah, I can definitely imagine if it can be interpreted that way, then, yeah, that'll definitely get FAQ'd right away.
There's Metallica, man. Best band ever. Love the music. All right, keep going here. All right, so this is Dogma Relentless March. Those of Metallica relentlessly obliterated their foes to a deafening clamor redolent of the Forge World's endless industry. Models with this dogma do not suffer the penalty to hit rolls incurred for firing assault weapons in the same turn that the unit has advanced. Models with this dogma do not suffer the penalty to hit rolls incurred for firing heavy weapons in the same turn that the unit has moved. Well, that's actually pretty good right there. While an enemy unit is within engagement range of a unit from your army with this dogma, that enemy unit is treated as being at below half strength.
Okay, so they're going to get bonuses to make people fail their morale attrition tests. I mean, that's okay. But the rest is really good. Firing your heavy, or you're assaulting with your assault weapons for no penalty. That's going to make, things like your Vanguard and stuff like that moving up the table. They're going to shoot more efficiently. What I think is really, really good is the heavy weapons. So there are things like Cognis heavy weapons that this is going to be really good with. And then on top of that, what's really, really going to be especially good is the sniper rifles, the transuranic arquebuses, or as Brother Shameless there likes to call them, the transatlantic aqueducts, because their penalty for them is worse. I think they are one of the best non-character sniper rifles in the game, except for Eliminators are also awesome now. But before Eliminators, these guys were the snipers. Now, the penalty for them having such a great sniper rifle, though, is that if you move them even a little bit, they can't shoot it all that round. So if you just have to move to get this objective, or fall back from combat, or if you need to move around the building a little bit to get a shot, the rest of your team will be able to shoot, but that sniper is suddenly useless for that round. This one, if you're using Metallica, not getting the penalty for your heavy weapons, you can slip around that building, boom, fire the sniper rifle on the move, no penalty. That's amazing. So I think it's going to be great. Like I said, I don't use Metallica, but I think for those who are using a lot of the sniper rifles, it's going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Especially for Whom the Bell Tolls, man. It's a great song. All right. Deafening Assault 1 CP. Metallica War Gear Stratagem. The auditory assault of the weaponry of Metallica is so intimidating that it causes entire armies to quail before fleeing the oncoming Adeptus Mechanicus ranks. Use this stratagem in your shooting phase when a Metallica unit from your army is selected to shoot. Select one enemy unit, well, excluding vehicle units, within 12 inches of that unit until the start of your next turn. Have the move characteristics of models in that enemy unit. That enemy unit cannot fire Overwatch or set to defend. Man, that's pretty messed up. Man, you pull this on me, man. We done.
That's
we're so over.
Awesome. Roxas always shows up right before I talk shit about the Tau. Hello, brother. How are you, man? I love you. Good to see you, my man. I respect you as a human being.
No, you don't.
All right, so Deafening Assault is so awesome. We never updated Peter on the new in the WhatsApp on the new stream. Oops.
Peter.
Someone.
All right, Peter.
We're still going.
All right, Peter.
Anyways,
how bad?
I am leaving. I haven't even said anything yet.
Baby, come back.
All right, so Deafening Assault is going to be awesome because there are some armies, as we discussed, that can just wipe mad units in Overwatch. I think I talked to you about the beginning of 9th edition. I watched, again, this was largely on the player, but I watched a White Scars player run 3 bike units and their Con-on bike into a Riptide, and the Riptide, because they get that unlimited Overwatch, the Riptide rinsed all 3 units of bikes and the Con-on bike in one Overwatch phase. And so like the White Scars army was built for combat. Like, what do you do to that if you can't charge and you're an army that charges? This is a great kind of boon to that. Not that a White Skiers. Happy freaking Friday again, my man. Good to see you. But here, you can stop someone's Overwatch right here. Like, that's awesome. You want to get in and punch somebody up close, boom, no Overwatch for you. And then have the movement characteristics of models in the army. Something that a lot of players are doing right now a lot. They'll take armies are built for combat. Tell me more. Close combat, that is. That just threw me off. Also, what a lot of players do right now is they take these high movement models, like, for AdMek, it's the Cerberus Raiders. For a lot of armies, it's their bikes or other fast moving units, and you're just blocking movement up the table. Keeps people from scoring objectives because they have to kill that thing in order to move past them the next turn, right? Also, other big scary things like Magnus and Mortarion, right? They fly across the board and can kill whatever they want. Well, the big weakness from what I'm seeing is if you can do things like this that has the characteristics of this ability here, or Space Marines, they have the Thunderfire cannons, different things. If you can continuously take a monster like a Tyranids, Mortarion, that kind of thing, and continuously keep having their movement, you're going to be able to move around and control what that unit does on the table. So I think that's pretty awesome. When you're having your enemy's movements, you're really making them play your game, and you're kind of in charge of the strategy at that point. So anyways, I'm excited about that. Again, I don't play Metallica, but it's going to be awesome for me.
I play them all the time, man. Arcane. Okay, go ahead, man. I didn't mean to interrupt.
I was just going to say, this is cool. Maybe it's in the old codex and I never saw it before because I don't play Metallica, but I don't remember seeing a relic servo arm before. This is kind of neat.
Called the adamantine arm, fired by batteries and micro servo engines. This entire arm has been sheathed in nigh on impenetrable adamantine, making an appendage that is mightier than any other yet invented. Metallica models only. The bearer is equipped with this relic in addition to their other weapons. It has the following profile: strength ×3, AP -3, which is pretty darn good.
Yeah.
And then damage 4 Holy crap. Man, you can slap the soul out of somebody using that.
What I wouldn't give to have an appendage that is mightier than any other yet invented. Now, this is amazing because it's strength times 3. Not a lot of things get strength times 3. Like we can think of Torgaradin. It's got strength times 3, right? There might be a couple of others, but they're very far and few between. I can only think of this one and Torgaradin, right? But that's awesome. And the -3 is awesome. 4 dammies, hell yeah. But the drawback, you can only use it one attack. So it's like, is it worth your relic slot? If I were playing Metallica, I'd probably say yes. Just because
you may look out and do the 4 damage on it, because that's pretty dang good. 4 damage and -3 AP. You got a good percentage chance to hit.
Yeah, and even then, the rest of your hits are going to go on the axe. The axe is pretty good. It's not amazing, but it's pretty good. So if you hit with this hit and you get those 4 dammies, the rest of your attacks are just going to be extra.
That's pretty good there.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing. I didn't even talk about the buff of that, the +1 to hit instead of -1 to hit. So yeah. Elstination the Great.
Hey man. All right, what are these here? Custom forward world. I don't know what these are.
Basically, this is like creating your own custom chapter for Space Marines.
Okay.
So you get just like with the create your own chapter, they're going to have a list of abilities that you can pick, as your chapter tactics, and you can just say my army are going to be this and this.
Oh, that's cool.
So the examples they give here is a 6-up feel no pain, magna bonded alloys, pretty awesome. And Shameless mentioned, he likes to run a vehicle heavy army, so getting the extra feel no pain on a tank or something like that, tank, a robot, something like that is pretty awesome. And then Auto Savant Spirits, start of your command phase, each vehicle in your army regains 1 lost wound, so just automatically regenerating. And they can charge as they suffer damage and are considered to have double the number of wounds remaining for the purposes of remaining what those characteristics are. So kind of like your Night Hawk Shroud, you've got to do more before they start getting bracketed. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Right. So I figured we can go to this one here.
Believe it or not, this RuntHerd was exiled for being nice to Grots.
He looks like a nice little fella.
I love the amount of character in this. The crazy hair. I just can imagine him going aliens. the beard, the missing teeth.
Wait, whoa! You watch yourself, mister.
I'm saying I love it. I'm saying it's a good thing.
Okay.
Basically turns AdMek vehicles into demon engines. Oh yeah, I guess having the extra the regeneration and whatnot, the extra wounds. Yeah, I can see where the field of pain. There's a lot like demon engines.
It looks like he goes fishing all the time with that big old fishing hook.
All right, so we saw this introduced when we were looking at when they announced, hey, y'all got an orc box coming up. Keep a lookout for that. And now we get to see some of the stats of what this guy does.
He is cool looking, man. All right, super.
The GRC might let this one live. GRC. All right, so this is one of his abilities, super runts. I think this was known in a previous edition, or some people refer to this colloquially as super grots.
The start at first battle round, select one Gretchen Corps unit from your army to be Zodgrod Super Rents. Each time a model in that unit makes an attack, you add one to that attack's hit roll. That unit can shoot while performing an action without that action failing.
The Gretchen Revolutionary Committee. Very cool. That is really good, actually. So a lot of people like to use Grots as a cheap troop choice to do nothing more than sit on the back objectives and hold that objective. And usually they do the secondary objective, like raise the banners and stuff like that. So now they can actually shoot and raise the banners at the same time. Now, Grots are still only strength 3, AP 0, so it's not like they're going to do a ton of damage, but I still think it's pretty cool. I love that staff he's got there. I think it's crazy. Gretchen are getting core. Yeah, it is interesting that they're core and they've never been considered like directly part of orc culture before. They don't get clan cultures and stuff like that. It is interesting.
So this is called the Grab Zappa. Your strength +2, -3 AP, and 2 damage.
Very nice.
And then you got the Squig Stopper. At the start of the fight phase, you can select one enemy monster unit that is within 6 inches of this model and roll 1d6. On a 2+, that unit is not eligible to fight this phase until after all eligible units from your army have done so.
That's really interesting. I mean, there aren't a lot of monster units in the game, but I can only imagine that. And I don't imagine you would take him for that if you're taking an all-comers list. I mean, if you're playing against someone who's got Tyranids or Gilliman, you're going to be like, oh, I'm taking this. But like in an all-comers list, I can't imagine like you would take it for that ability. But I think when you do show up and they do have a monster in their army, whether it's a Demon Primarch, a Gilliman, a Tyranid monster, it's like, oh man, this is going to be extra awesome. But I don't think you would take it for that. The weapon seems really cool. I really like the weapon. I love the way it looks and is designed, and the stats seem pretty cool on it. And I mean, he definitely seems like he could do some damage on the back line there. Welcome back, Brother Roxas. I was mostly joking. I didn't really talk shit about the Tau. Aren't Tau battle suits considered monsters? I'm not sure.
I never thought of that.
I'm not sure. I thought they were just vehicles, but I could be wrong. I don't believe you. I really didn't. I only brought up like, how a Riptide I saw once rinse 3 units plus the HQ.
Man, you should have heard the dirt trash he's talking about it, man. He was burying the Tau, man. You should have heard all that mess.
Oh, they were in 7th. Okay. I really wasn't talking crap. So these are some cool models. I love these dire wolves. They look honestly, they look a lot like the Fenrisian wolf sculpts.
Yep.
Just undead. And I think honestly, I think they look awesome.
That's creepy, man. Looks like the game we're playing.
If I put some of those in amongst my Fenrisian wolves, that would give so much weight to all the people that ever asked me, your space wolves are black. Does that mean that they're chaos? No, they're not chaos. This is just my custom color scheme. Yeah, but what about those wolves over there that are made of demon parts? Yeah, okay, well.
You got a point there, man. Especially this one with the bird eating the flesh off his back.
Oh, that's a cool detail. I didn't even notice before.
And notice even further, they got his intestine, just kind of looks like a jump rope.
So much cool detail here.
I want to paint some just because they look cool. Maybe I'll paint up a set and give them to my brother for his D&D campaigns.
This is straight up cool.
I love the fact that she's riding side saddle.
I love the
Like,
wolves.
got the sword out. Like, I'm about to hop off this wolf and whoop your ass. So that's awesome. So wait, they don't have the vehicle keyword either, so they can't be targeted by tank busters for the vehicle keyword. That is boo. That sucks. A battlesuit should be a vehicle. Anyways, look at this guy. This guy looks cool. Got some real werewolf vibes. I was I was talking with Brother Thomas, he's amazing with Space Wolf conversions. I was like, man, this would be a badass halfway transformed Brand Redwall.
Yeah.
I would, maybe do a head swap or something like that, and I think I would make him my Red Maw. This will be my third AOS army. It looks awesome, man. I can't blame you. Love that wolf pelt and sword, and just he's got like a badass pose and look on his face. It's awesome. Another great sculpt.
Like a vampire, man.
Yep. Thought this guy was a harpy rooster with the chicken feet. I mean, yeah. I mean, a lot of these sculpts defy explanation. This vampire lazy is so cool. And I don't know why, but just the way she's got her webbed hand up to her mouth and the crazy hair and the expression on her face really gives me Hocus Pocus vibes. Reduker's rusty sword bothers me a little bit. Does look almost like you would get tetanus from the sword, huh? Bruh, I could always use some extra wolf models. Nice. Dude, these models look so cool. These skeletons, I really like the one with the sword and the bow look cool. The mace looks cool. These skeletons just look so badass. But the lead guy with that big ass axe is awesome. It's massive two-hander. The one that gave me Hocus Pocus vibes is the only one Brother Shameless likes. Picking the OC as well. Oh, the Bone Reapers look so cool.
Oh, data cards are out too.
Yep, data cards.
Of course, special dice.
The dice look cool and all, and I love that the Omnissiah symbol is a 6. However, I just love my Dark Imperium dice too much. There's so many cool dice coming out, and I'm just like, I can't stray from these Dark Imperium dice.
Roll really well.
Good thing about Underworlds is that they're just small war bands. Yeah, absolutely.
That's a cool skull. Sorry, Marshall.
Yeah. Yep. I really like him. And if I remember correctly, he's giving lieutenant style rerolls, which AdMek have always been wanting for something to reroll wounds. So this is big.
Very nice. Ooh. Oh.
I mean, undead or random minions are fun to throw in as well. You right? Lilith Hesperax. I've got one of those with my Piety and Pain box set, and she's one of the reasons why I wanted the box. Look how cool of a sculpt
you have this one.
Yeah, she got barbs in her hair. She's got the twin swords. She's got extra daggers on her person. And I don't know why, but the bare feet really go with that leather armor, and the pose is just, shall I say, striking.
Indeed.
that's such a badass model. I can't wait to paint that one up. Like, don't get me wrong, I have too much going on this year between like my Sisters of Battle and other stuff I've got going on. So I probably won't get to Dark Eldar until next year. But when I do, I can't wait to paint that one. Entire Cursed City units and the Dire Wolves are going to be great miniatures for gaming in general. Absolutely. So finally, out comes the Captain with Mastercrafted Heavy Bolt Rifle and the Thick Boys, the Heavy Intercessors. Both of these models here would be perfect for your Imperial Fists.
Mm-hmm. Heavy bolt rifles, huh? Wonder what their movement speeds are. I imagine they probably drop some.
Yeah, because they're in Gravis armor, I think they only move 4 or 5 inches. Somebody I'm sure can verify in the chat for me. Yeah. So they don't move very much, but they are just unloading DACA the whole time with those heavy bolt rifles.
I wonder what do you think is about heavy 3, you think? Or more than heavy 6? Probably heavy 3.
They have different, kind of like the Intercessors.
Right.
They have a couple different profiles you can pick from. They are toughness 5 and 3 wounds though, so they will hold on to your objective for a hot minute.
Yeah, that's definitely a good one.
Yeah, they will be tough to chew through.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically the same amount of firepower you'd have to put into your aggressors,
mm-hmm.
but they come in a 5-man unit.
Right.
So it takes a lot of DACA to chew through your aggressors. Imagine a whole squad of 5.
Right.
And they can even go up to a squad of 10, I think. But that just seems like it would be overkill. So yeah, I think that's everything from the upcoming releases, man.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that skeleton right there with that big 2-handed axe is so cool. I want that axe. I don't know what for.
Oh, this one? Yeah.
I almost want to steal it and use it as a conversion on something.
What though? What would you use it for?
Shit. Imagine putting that bay-ass axe on a wolf lord or something.
Think it would go? Yeah, it probably would, wouldn't it? I was thinking those katana at the back.
Yeah.
That just actually it's not a katana. That is.
I mean, but yeah, it's got that kind of curved shape.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
That looks.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Grumpy Guy Gaming. Good morning, my friend. All Welcome to Grumpy Guy Gaming. Here we have Grumpy joining the chat. Something I want to announce for our brother Grumpy is Grumpy, of course, not too long ago started a Patreon. And I think if you're a tier 3 patron on his, you get some of his custom created and sliced STL files that he's put together. And some of the stuff he's printed are really cool things like Titanicus terrain and some other great stuff. One of my favorite things is he's got this badass cannon that would look great on like a cannon wagon or a super cannon for something else, like on the top of your gargantuan squigoth. It's just really some really great sculpts. And again, Grumpy is offering us part of his Patreon service. So I mentioned earlier this week I had done some painting up some Stormcasts, or at least made a start on them. And I took a picture of this one just because I wanted to show that, like I had mentioned before, I love Stormcast and I love the big knightly armor that they have.
Yeah, pretty beefy.
The heads always looked a little out of place for me. And I know I always joke that they have kind of like that hollow-eyed, open mouth look, like a bad blow-up doll. But like I said, I love the aesthetic of Stormcast aside from that. And so I ordered these knightly helmets off of Shapeways. And I think just the simple head swap really changes the feel or the vibe of what the Stormcast are, how they look. To me, this looks way more paladin-y than the standard heads they come with. Now, I know that's intentional, like the hollow eyes, hollow mouth is supposed to represent that, the
O face.
that is supposed to represent a warrior that's their spirit, they've died, their spirit has been pulled back into these newly forged bodies that Sigmar has created for them, and so they're basically put into these forged bodies, and it's kind of got that hollow armor kind of feel to it because of that. I get it. I'm just not a big fan of how those heads look, so I think that the simple head swap really makes it look better for me personally. Good night, Commodore, my man. Really, really appreciate you stopping by. Put the heads on a new Blood Angels army. That's cool. Yeah, Stormcast heads I think would look good, especially for like the Sanguinary Guard. I finished up a gift for Brother Meeks this week, and these are just kind of some of my picks of the completed Space Wolf here. It is a conversion from a Varigear Terminator. I think a Varigear would look great as a base for a Blade Guard, and so I've kind of outfitted him with the custom, pose on an axe and a wolf and shield, and yeah, I think he came out pretty well. I'm pretty proud of this piece, and I just wanted to share you guys what the final product came out looking like.
I love those shoulder pads, man.
Thank you, my brother. This from the man himself, teacher of all, Vince Venturella. Sent to us by the Commodore, actually.
Wow.
It just looks so good. All I could say was this guy.
This guy.
I mean, how can you not be jealous looking at this paint job? I love the vibrant bubblegum colors. That it's just the pink and the blue work so well together here.
Mm-hmm.
Tartaros is my favorite Terminator armor. I gotta agree. Shameless. Such a beautiful job. And I love the way that some of those same colors are put into the stone at the bottom to kind of tie it all together. That's such a great Bellacore conversion. The conversion is great. The paint job is phenomenal. Just amazing piece.
Oh my god.
This.
Do
you know what this reminds me of?
Mm.
Oh yeah, it does look like a painting. This kind of really gives me vibes of the Earl King.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it really does.
Love that axe, the helmet. Every leaf has so much detail. I love the grains in the wood on the shield. Like, I don't know why, but that detail just really stands out to me. But and the purple, the hint of purple from the cloth and the cape and whatnot, tying into a little bit of purple in the antlers, phenomenal. The artist is credited in either the next or the previous picture. Craft World Studio. Honor is a balancing act, and only the heart can strike that balance. I like that. I want to make sure that I credit this correctly. Okay, so this is Renatus Germanicus Games Workshop Army Painters Group on Facebook. And then I don't know, Just Linda Rock. I don't know if that's the name of this character or if this is someone he's tagging. But either way, I'm reading both names just in case because I want to make sure the right person gets credited. This witch hunter looks amazing though.
Yeah.
Like again, the detail of the wood and the stakes. I love the highlighting on the leather jacket there. Really well done. Some clean edge highlighting on the sword scabbard. Yes, that is the Witch Hunter from Curse City. Actually, this is the model I wanted most from the Curse City box, because this model really gives me Bloodborne vibes, and I'm just a huge fan of the aesthetic. That's the character's name. Awesome. Thank you, Brother Oni. Really fantastic model, and great job painting this. This is some White Scar jerk and his completed White Scar Ninja Reavers.
I like it.
That cross draw pose is one of my favorites. So there's the sergeant. I ended up going with like a Power Ranger-ish Common Rider looking helmet. I think it looks good. And what's funny is what had happened here is I had an actual like unmasked helmet on, or not unmasked head on, and then I messed up tearing the paint because I didn't realize it wasn't fully dry, and I was messing with it, and so I had to strip it and start over again because I had built up texture. And then I think my LA Awesome was too strong for the resin from Shapewear there, and I ended up melting off detail in the stripper. This one, this was an inspired one. I accidentally snapped the katana on this guy, and I was looking through, and I'm like, I don't have any more replacement katana, but I want to stick with the ninja feel. And I came across some Dark Angel pickaxes, or I think they're called pick hammers, and I chopped off the hammer end and made a couple of comma out of them. And then I linked them together with chain, because on the end of the pick hammers, they have the little circle loop at the end there. And I was able to just loop the chain through it and close it up and then super glue it so that way it wouldn't open again. So I love the way that came out. A hunter must hunt. Absolutely, Brother Roxas. Grumpy Guy Gaming, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with those. I'm actually, just because they look cool, I'm really excited to play them in game. I know they're not going to be great in game because, you know, their stats and weapons and abilities are not great, but they're going to look cool. Damn it. They may die quickly when I put them on the table, but they're going to look good before they die. The Orange Berserkers, this is sent to us by Gamers with Coffee. And oh man, I love the OSL on the hammer and the plasma pistol. The face work is brilliant. And what's a shame, there's so much cool stuff done here. The blood splatter is well done and tasteful. It's not like too much. The chipping and the blood splatter on the blue Fenrisian armor is well done. But it's like, you almost don't notice the small details because your eyes are immediately drawn to how awesome the face and the OSL are.
Yeah, the glow is just remarkable.
Did I just hear that Mythos melted a stripper? Not cool, dude. Not cool. She just melted like putty in my hands. Anyways. So I think this is really awesome work. Very cool, Wolf Lord. Blood on Snow is not easy to do and not go overboard with. So big kudos on that. This one, I just included this meme because I think we were talking last week about how some people actually don't use plasma guns because the mold line across the plasma coils is so infuriating.
Oh, I hate it, yeah.
So some people just choose not to use plasma at all. And I just thought this meme was so perfect. I think Heinrich put this in chat, and I just had to share it with everyone. So this is pretty cool conversions here. Small Navigator House Defense Force is starting to take shape. I don't even know what those robots are supposed to represent, but they look cool. I do know that they're basically the legs and the tops of armigers. And that circle in the middle gives me very, I can't do that, Dave vibes. John Cloud is awesome work, man. Yeah, it's just a little close up there. Really cool work. Another badass conversion. So again, I'm not sure what this conversion is meant to represent, but it looks cool. So this is the back of it. And it's basically tank armor strapped to one of the giants from Age of Sigmar. And, it's meant to be, I'm not sure, Gorkanaut or Morkanaut, some big stomper type thing. Very cool. Love the rusting and the weathering effect on this. It's just very cool looking. And I love that vibrant green skin. Some of the conversion bits and pieces that they made. Now, looking at the claw and what looks like a Gatling cannon, I'm pretty sure that's supposed to represent like a Gorkanaut or Morkanaut. Now, that is a War Boss and Mega Armor. That is definitely some Mega Armor.
Wow.
So what's really cool about oh my God, I just noticed the cannon there.
Yeah. That's intimidating.
I think it's a Gorkanaut or Morkanaut that has a big stomach cannon.
That's what you're going with? Okay.
No. On the original model, it's stomach cannon.
Oh, it's a stomach cannon. Well, now
here it is clearly something different.
It's a junk cannon.
Have you ever seen From Dusk Till Dawn?
Yes, I have.
That's what that reminds me of.
Oh, the gun. You talk about the Quentin Tarantino one, right?
Yeah.
That's a good one. Wow.
I love this. The skin reminds me a lot of my own work skin, so I think that's cool.
Bright skin.
What really I really love about this is, aside from how extremely well it's painted, the conversion's amazing. But what I really love about this is that in some of the lore that I read in the 30K books, that some of the orcs, the longer they live and the more they fight, the bigger they get, right? And so some of the ones they describe, the Primarchs fighting, have grown to be the size of like buildings and skyscrapers, and like this kind of represents that in my head of one that has just been alive and fighting a long ass time.
I don't know. Why he's wearing that on his head? I'm almost expecting him to have a gag ball.
Oh, okay, it's a Stompa, not a Gorkanaut or Morkanaut. Thank you, my brother Grumpy. And a cannon that is.
Oh, wow. Okay, here's the fourth picture.
Yeah, I love seeing these work in progress shots for like major conversions, because I always end up wondering, like, how did they get there?
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Class movie, that Dusk Till Dawn. Yes, it is.
Yes.
Is there a way to get the top part of that screen where the name is?
Justin Fritz.
Okay, Justin Fritz. Thank you.
Oh, wow.
This is the Dorn that was submitted that I said would make you burn some brushes.
Oh my gosh. Is that a painting? That's a bust. It's a bust. Shut the hell up. Oh my gosh. Why do you do this to me? Oh my.
It's more than that, brother. Just keep going. You're going to be even more blown away.
Oh, but the gold. The armor.
The gold looks amazing. Absolutely.
Oh, what the hell?
That freehand, though.
No. That is.
This is some, Michelangelo shit here.
Oh my gosh, dude, the robe looks pure silk. Oh my gosh, dude, no. Oh man, dude. Oh no, shut up.
Yeah, it's full size, baby. Not just a bust.
Oh wow.
Oni says, "Oh, that's a VII cape I see."
Shut up, man. Look at that. Even has the the crest on it. That is so cool. The Black Templar crest. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
But this right here, this pattern.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. This is. Oh wow. Damn it. This is how I pictured Dorn, dude. Very stoic, very proud, very,
Dude, I need to get you my Audible information so you can read that Imperial Fist book with Dorn in it, man. It's so good, and you are gonna love your Primarch even more. So good.
Look at him. Jeez, dude, this is.
Like, I wasn't that into the fists before personally, but after reading Praetorian of Dorn,
Yeah.
so good. So freaking good. And dude, that badass chainsword of his,
Yeah.
so awesome.
Andre Demidoz. Wow. Excellent job.
Oh, hey,
You can
you
order
can
this
order
figure.
this figure in
Anything
painting or
from
without
him.
painting. Right to me personally.
Oh man, I'm sure he charges a pretty penny for it, but I'm sure it's worth every penny, dude. Oh wow. Damn, dude. That blew me away. Jeez. Wow.
That is phenomenal. So here we have an enormous amount of Titanicus stuff from our brother Grumpy Guy Gaming. Phenomenal Titanicus commission.
Grumpy, you
And
do
he's got even more
wonderful
coming.
work.
I love this purple and cream colored scheme.
He loves the cream.
Oh yeah.
He loves the purple, but also likes cream. All over. Oh. Oh, got the copper coiling in the back. That's pretty awesome.
Mhm.
Little bloom there. I'm grumpy.
So looking at the symbol on the shoulder, I think this is chaos.
This is chaos that will break you.
Dude, look at the diamond pattern on the legs.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the dusting on it too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Just badass work.
man, that is a gorgeous.
Freak, you crying? No.
I'm not crying. You're crying.
That Dorn spoke to my soul.
Oh, man, dude, I would
Oh man, that heat
I
bloom
would-
is so good.
love to have that sculpt of Dorn, dude. That is just the most beautiful thing ever.
I love a good heat bloom on a sculpt or on a model.
And cream.
And cream.
Oh, it stomped on the little guy. No. Yeah.
Rip salamander.
Rip. Dude, he's a running pose. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
And there's a lot of the stuff that has been converted by him or touched up with extra bits and conversions. You can see all like the Horus symbols, the chaos arrows and star bits. Like, I mean, look at those hazard stripes. Hazard stripes with the Horus symbol. I mean,
The cream.
It's just so much crazy work here. I love that there is shading in the hazard stripes too.
Mm-hmm. And the cream makes the bloom pop.
Yep. Baza, what up, my man?
Hello, hello.
Good to see you, Baza. We are checking out this Reaver Titan from a Adeptus Titanicus commission. Grumpy Guy Gaming has done phenomenal work on this commission. And like I said, he has got even doing so much Titanicus. He's got another Titanicus commission.
I swear,
afterwards.
we need to put him and Elston in a cage and let him go full bore cage match style. And may the best one win.
Elstonation Grumpy head to head would be amazing.
Man. Could you imagine? Oh, we would sell tickets. Oh, you kidding me, man? I want a piece of that action, baby. Look at that. Dude. Gorgeous, beautiful freaking work, man.
Absolutely.
But the thing is, I love it. The bloom is just the right amount. Oh man, and there is highlight, non-metallic. Good grief, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Brilliantly done.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh wow, see the cracks.
Yeah, that weathering is serious. Okay. Again, the chipping and weathering is tastefully done. It's not in excess, right. Just like the heat bloom, not in excess. You guys know I always go to 11 when I'm doing my heat blooms and weather, and stuff like that. But this is like
he takes it up to an 11 and leaves it at 11. What does he say?
It was going to happen at one point, but life has thrown me a curveball recently. But hoping to organize it again for the future. Nice.
Yeah, man. I hope it works out for you, brother. I really do. Yeah, I would love to see that because I really want to sell tickets to that cage match. I mean, that would be the thing. Wow, that is so crazy looking.
Is that a Juggernaut head from 40K on a Titanicus Titan? That is really badass.
It looks like I love the horn. Jeez, dude, that is insane.
That looks so cool.
See, the trash talking's already beginning. Grumpy's calling him out. Would be cool, Elston. See that? Look at that. Oh, he said, yeah.
Nice.
That's just what it is. Damn, dude. Yeah, that's just...
That is an ingenious conversion, my man.
Dude, these guts.
Again, sometimes something as simple as a head swap can give such cool results.
Look at this. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Come on, switch for me.
Oh, look at that teeny tiny Xiphon Interceptor.
Yeah.
My favorite plane in all of 40K.
Yeah, but it's dead now, isn't it? Yeah.
Freak, I feel like you have some strong feelings about this.
Nothing. I don't want to talk about it. Oh. How long did it take you to do this, Grumpy?
So I feel like
about 2 minutes.
Idea isn't mine. It took from the Titanicus group. Nice. So Elston says, hoping to organize the throwdown in the future. And Grumpy says, well, it would be cool, Elston. We can have a match. I'll kick your ass. You and me, one-on-one.
We'll go
cage.
one-on-one in cage. And
only one of us come out alive.
2 of us go in, 1 come out. The ice cream man gets the rest. Oh, wrong movie.
But then Elston had his super powered I Can Suddenly Swear suit on this week on Chilling Wargamers. So normally the
Nice, smiley, quiet Elston. He's got his swearing suit on. And then the real trash talk he gets.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Fully magnetized too. All the options are there.
Wow.
Freak, the whole Titan group took me about a week to finish.
The whole group? That's all of those guys? A week? I would take
and
me
he
a
builds
year.
and he magnetizes all the options.
Okay. You're a whole level of freak. I'm giving my name to you. You're a Grumpy, you're a freak. I thought I was a freak. You're a freak. This is insane, dude.
Yeah, it's incredible for sure.
Good night. Yeah, it is. Beautiful work, man. Let's see. Ooh, that's interesting. A little Punisher vibe there.
Yeah.
Except he's got a big fishing hook at the end.
And the very tribal looking face paint. I think that's face paint.
Yeah.
Very cool.
This is by DT Studio Miniatures.
Love that glow on the weapon too.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely does.
Okay. I've got one more thing to send you, Freak, if that's okay. Just want to give a quick shout out to someone brand new, came across their channel this week, met them through the Chilling Network.
Chilling Wargamers. Chilling Wargamers. Grumpy guy is a big freak. He does stuff that humans don't. Chilling Wargamers.
And when I looked earlier this week, this person had less than 50 subs. Really, really nice guy. Nice, cool content. Building some terrain and stuff from scratch. D&D tiles from scratch. I think it's really cool. Let me pop this in the Art of the Week.
Let me has it. Let me has it. Let me has it. All right. Whoa, this is a. Okay. What am I looking here, Homer?
Oh, I'm sorry. I sent you the video and not the channel.
I'll go to the channel. That's all right. I'll go to the channel here. Okay. Here we go.
All right. So Night Terrain, 45 subs. Again, met them through the Chilling Network. And I mean, there's some cool stuff here. Making your own silicone mold. So if you want to make things like D&D tiles or terrain piece tiles.
Okay.
So you can build your own mold for $5 or less. Make some plastic caster for your tiles. Pretty cool stuff.
Hey, this is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. I think out of all these, my favorite is one where he paints up like 5 or 6 dungeon tiles, or maybe even more. Actually, it might be more in the span of like 1 20-minute or so video.
Wow. And
they're like all different. It's just nice. Like, and I mean, he does things like, okay, well, I'm just going to go ahead and freehand in a checkerboard pattern here. And now I'm going to go ahead and freehand in, a cobblestone pattern. And he just is really good, but it's all doable. So if you're just like, hey, I want to run this D&D game. Yeah. Boom. I need some dungeon tiles. We're going to make this, this cool looking table. Or you could, instead doing it for, like I said, terrain pieces. I'm going to make some scatter terrain. It's all usable, whether you're doing D&D or wargaming or whatever. It's cool stuff. So yeah, they're pretty much, they're a small time channel, but they got some good ideas.
Instructional. Yeah, absolutely.
So big shout out. Of course.
Dang it. Turn that off.
Of course, as always, big shout out to all of our Chilling Network fam. You can find all of their links in the description below. Some of them are here with us now. Elston Nation, Underdog Painting, Brother Baza. Some great people here. Go check out all their channels.
including the Chilling Wargamers itself. All right, Freak, we looked at a lot of cool stuff tonight between art and a lot of cool articles.
Yeah.
AdMek, which, I know you don't play them yourself, but having seen them in action on the table quite a bit, how do you feel about the changes coming?
Honestly, I think hold on. There we go. I think it's a wonderful addition to AdMek. I think people that were really, staunch players of AdMek before, I think this is a major boost. A lot of love from DW for AdMek, it looks like, and it's definitely. I think it was good time for it.
Agreed.
And I liked playing against your AdMek because it was probably the closest that I came to playing, say, not Tau, because I won't play against Tau, but like against Necrons or stuff like that. That mechanical feel, and very shooty, but without getting dead instantly. Yeah, that usually works out. So, no, really do think it was a great add-on. I think AdMek players got a nice little blessing this go around, man. It's gonna work out.
I agree. There's some things that have been buffed, but I know this is kind of weird to say as an AdMek player, but I really am glad like they toned down some of the stuff like Wrath of Mars.
Yeah.
I think it's going to bring better balance to the Force. I mean, the game.
Right.
So I think it'll be cool. I'm excited.
But
for
you get a lot of options too, and I think that's really cool. They are going to be tough. I'm not going to lie. I'm sitting here as you're reading this stuff, or as I'm reading this stuff. I'm thinking, okay, there's going to be some things that are a little tough to get by, so I'll have to, But again, it'll probably be a while before you even field them, so we'll see.
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, as much as I know I'm playing orcs in our next game because I painted up so much for that. I got to put that party bus on the table, man.
Yeah.
And I've got quite a few new things in my white scars that I've recently painted up. I want to play, but I think this release time might be a good time to break out the AdMek and play at least one game of them. And see how the changes look.
Yeah, agreed. Totally agreed, man.
I think it'll be cool.
Yep. So I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the next couple of releases come out, if there are any. So you got some stuff for your orcs, got some stuff for your white scars. You got some goodies for your sisters. So yeah.
It's a good time for a Mythos right now.
Good time for a Mythos, yeah. So it looks like GW had Mythos in mind this season.
I do want to remind everyone that, of course, tonight's episode is brought to you by Brother Oni, showing his Wolf Brothers some love. And if you guys click on this link here, you get our special Frost and Fist discount code that gives you a little bit of a discount on the Oni Studios 3D printing shop.
Dude, he's got some amazing sculpts. Go check them out, man. They're awesome looking. Really, really gorgeous stuff, dude. You just let him know, but you select the one that you want, and man, he'll do the rest.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight, especially those that stuck with us through our technical difficulties at the start. And and definitely, I know I feel like I'm always saying this, and it probably feels weird at this point, but honestly, I mean, like, no matter how irritated we can be with work or some of this crazy technical difficulty stuff, once we get to hanging out with you guys, it's always the best way to kick off our weekend. And I always feel like I have a better weekend after that, that positive interaction, you guys. It's always more gaming with Gary. Good to see you, my brother. But yeah, it means a lot to us. Like, no matter how my week is going, it lets me go into the weekend feeling good, So I appreciate
you know
guys.
what? You guys are major encouragers of our other jobs, or because you know what? We love the fact that you guys, we support you, Chippendales, and we thank you so much for that. And who knows? We may run into you, at the show, and it's okay. We won't make eye contact if that's a thing. So, but we saw you. And we know that you saw us. So.
Thank you guys all so much.
Absolutely.
If you guys enjoyed tonight's episode, make sure that you grab up an ox and smash that like button
Where is it?
in the name of the Emperor.
What the hell?
Drop us some comments down below.
No,
especially if you're
no. Did you remove that? Did you get rid of my ox?
I didn't. I still
Why
use
is
it.
Why is he not doing it? He's not moving. Oh,
Unhide-
oh, no. Hold on. I got it. That's what it is. Oh, God. So much is happening.
User error, baby.
Okay, sorry. The chilling Wargamer song when kicked off.
Oh my god.
That
Anyways,
was really
if you
loud.
liked,
Sorry.
if you liked tonight's episode, make sure that you grab up an ox and smash that like button in
Move.
the name of the Emperor. Drop us some comments, especially if you're watching back in the archives. Be part of any of these ridiculous conversations. Actually, you know what? Actually, if you guys are watching from the archives,
We're
and for
sorry.
some reason you've made it here and you stuck through, we're sorry about all that Chip and
We're
Dale
sorry.
talk. If you've joined the
No,
stream
not the
late,
Chip and Dale stuff.
whatever
We're sorry
you-
about the technical difficulties.
nobody go back. There were some things said about in the Chip and Dale's conversation back towards it. You don't want to know. You really don't want to know. Don't go back and restart the
If
stream.
curiosity is a thing, then
Don't go back and restart the stream, especially once we get to the names of the AdMek different chapter tactics and stuff like that. You're gonna want to skip past all that.
Don't be
'Cause,
scared. You only live
we're-
once.
If you guys are not yet subscribed to any of our Chilling Network brothers,
You never
down
will
below
if
in
you
the
go back
description,
there.
or if you're not subscribed to these guys, then I know Freakalicioso,
Hi.
and this guy would love to have you as part of the pack here on the Frost and Fist. Until next time, guys.
Stay
Stay
frosty.
frosty.